All right, now think of all the paper products around your home or your office. Fortress Paper specializes in the kind of paper that you'd like to put in your pocket. They make the paper that some money is printed on. Chad Wasilenkoff, he is the CEO of Fortress Paper, and he is our guest. Chad, good to have you with us. Thanks so much for coming in.
Great to be here.
Explain a little bit about, because everyone talks about Visa, MasterCard, and then we're all going electronic, but there's still a lot of paper money in the world, right?
Absolutely. We don't know of a single country where currency use is declining. Around the world, it's typically averaging about 3 to 4% growth.
3 or 4% growth for the use of paper money.
Correct.
So what are the big issues? I mean, is it really just all around counterfeiting, or does durability come into it?
Both are a factor. The most important thing is security, trying to deter the counterfeiters. A typical banknote can cost anywhere from 8 to 10 cents to manufacture. That's what the national banks pay for a fully printed and finished banknote. Yet it can have an inherent value of $1,000. Again, the difference is the trust that is placed in the government. So if the counterfeiters can start replicating the bill, they lose that trust, the economy slows down, becomes a very big problem.
Where is most of the counterfeiting taking place? And I mean, let's just say for the U.S. dollar, does it take place in the United States, or is it offshore?
Probably about 75 to 80% of counterfeiting in the U.S. is done domestically. There is some being done in South America where they're taking $1 U.S. bills, and it's on genuine, real currency. It has a watermark, and then they're bleaching it out and putting the $20 or the $100 denomination on it. There's also industry speculation. There's a super note that's being generated in North Korea where they have commercial operations and they're churning out the $100 U.S. bill.
And they're basically printing what the Federal Reserve prints.
Exactly. Very high quality banknote.
Talk, if you can, a little bit about the work that you're doing, because I know that, for example, you print euro notes, at least for some European countries, but you're not even allowed to tell us which countries you print them for, right?
Correct. We're the sole paper maker for the Swiss franc, which is widely regarded as the industry standard, more security features than any other banknote in the world. We also make the euro for 10 different countries, but again, I can't specify which ones.
What are some of the security features that you've got built into, let's say, the Swiss franc?
The Swiss franc, depending on the denomination, has around 36 different security features in the banknote. More than half of those are done at the paper mill and by our staff there. Some of the traditional ones are the watermark. When you hold a banknote up to the light, you see the portrait image of a president or whatever figure that particular country decides to put on the bill. We put the foils, we put the threads into the bill, and several other covert features that we're not able to discuss.
All right, then if you can, discuss this, because I've got this in my hand now. You say this is something that's, in a way, a revolution, because it is a cotton paper base, but it's, well, you can see through it. It's transparent.
Correct. Most national banks are looking for level 1 security features, something that's very easily recognizable at the retail level, yet very, very difficult to counterfeit or replicate. So it's taken 7 years to design and develop this new banknote substrate. It was done in partnership with the Swiss National Bank. What we've done is take 2 very, very thin sheets of banknote paper, all the same traditional features you would find in a banknote. Then we cut holes in it, and then right before we bond it together, we put a molten polymer layer in the middle. So this allows for transparent windows anywhere on the bill, and it more than doubles the durability of the bill. And the third feature is it improves the printability of the bill.
So it sort of has a lot of other sort of utilitarian aspects to it, not just the security.
Absolutely.
Talk, if you can, about the company, about Fortress Paper now, because you say that a lot of people are not interested. They don't think that maybe investing in a paper company is sexy. You've got a paper mill. Start with the one in Germany. What are you doing there?
Our mill in Germany, we make a specialized non-woven wallpaper. For the first time ever, you can now dry strip wallpaper. You never have to fight with taking it off in several little different pieces and parts. This is sort of revolutionizing the wallpaper industry, which is very mature and not growing overall. But within that, the non-woven sector is growing at about 15 to 20% per year, and we represent 50% of the global production of non-woven wallpaper because we're the lowest cost producer.
All right, lowest cost producer when it comes to that in Germany and the German mill. What about in Switzerland? You've got a mill there. You're really ramping up capacity.
Absolutely. Our Swiss mill has the opposite challenge. We have older equipment, less efficient equipment. We make 1 sheet of banknote at a time, with very large trim widths because of the change of the size of a banknote sheet. So because of that, we have about 40% waste, but we're still able to generate a profit. Our new machine, which comes online in about 12 or 13 months, will be a triple width machine, incredibly efficient. We'll be able to also reduce our employment requirements at the same time.
Talk, if you can, about what's going on in this whole idea of paper sizes, because the United States, 1 paper size for the currency. Most other countries, they have different paper sizes, so you can actually tell what the denomination is without even looking at it. And why is that?
It is country by country. They obviously choose their own requirements, different security features. One of those different security features being the different size of the banknote. So if the U.S. were to implement that, again, obviously now they wouldn't be able to bleach out a $1 bill and make it a $100 bill. Poses a real challenge, though, in processing the banknotes and ATM machines and things like that. So there's a lot more to consider.
All right. I want to thank you very much, Chad Wasilenkoff, coming in as CEO of Fortress Paper, sharing really some insight into what's going on in the world of printing money. This is Taking Stock on Bloomberg. More coming up.